I know who you are.
Bring it across.
You're the TikTok guy, innit? We will call 999 straight. So you can see the drone, because if it goes out of our sight, then obviously I know that you're not following the correct rules. I need to make sure that I can see it.
The law.
Well, you just shown to me it is over the park, and you cannot see it. You've shown to me where it is, and you can't. I know for a fact you can't.
But the law.
If you can take a photo from a public place.
I'm not sure monetisation would class as.
Well, it is. It's commercial, isn't it? You're making money off of it, so it's a commercial purpose. You're making money off.
But we're not guaranteed.
Am I allowed to have the drone number?
You've got a camera in it, so we just take your first name and operator ID number.
Right. So welcome back to another video. We're here today at Chessington World of Adventure. Alright. Situation with drones. Drones, yeah. From outside to fly over camera. You don't understand? Let me show you.
Your bike is not allowed.
Yeah, I'm not coming in. I was trying to tell him, but he couldn't understand what I was saying. Yeah, I want to go back out by the entrance to the car park. Bring the drone over the park to have a little, view of it. You know, like a YouTube video on it, kind of thing.
Bring it off, but if the rides are running, you can bring it.
I won't go over the rides. I'll go
without written permission. I can't allow it.
I won't go over the rides.
So the bike can't come in even.
I'm not coming in. I'm going to be out there, but I'm going to bring the drone in. You know what I mean, right? Hello.
Yeah, you want to fly the drone, yeah?
I was going to go back down there.
Sorry?
I was going to go back down there.
I know who you are.
Bring it across.
You're the TikTok guy, innit?
I don't know, maybe. Oh.
Yeah, I've seen this stuff before. Yeah, obviously, you know what I'm going to say.
I don't know what you're going to say.
I don't want you to be able to fly the drone over our site.
Yeah.
It's private property.
Yeah.
Are you filming as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Come on, I'll see you stop recording, please, as this is private property.
You know what I'm here to do. If you've.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say, yeah.
So, I've got to record. I don't want to be here. I'm going to go out, but I was letting security know if obviously it gets reported that it's only me.
Okay, so whatever I'm going to say, you're still going to fly this drone?
I am going to fly it, but what will the consequences
I've been
be?
informed that we will call 999 straight away as soon as you fly it over our site.
Why?
It's just instructions I've been told to tell you.
But is that what will happen, or is that what you've been told to tell me?
But that's what will happen.
Right.
They said as soon as you fly a drone over our site, obviously we've got thousands of people on site today,
yeah,
we will call 999.
Obviously, if I go up and there's like a massive crowd of people, I'm not going to go over the crowd, for one.
We've got thousands of people on site today.
I can see the car park, it's fairly busy.
Yeah.
But I won't know till I go up and see.
Okay, well I'm telling you now, so there's a lot of people on site,
yeah.
So I would kindly ask that you don't fly this drone over.
What I'll do, when I go up, if there's a lot of people, like you say, I'll avoid that. I'll go more round.
Obviously we've got construction sites as well going on at the moment.
Right,
so
where are they? Around about?
They're dotted around.
Right. What I'll do, obviously, it's not a normal place you do a drone. There's people, rides are active, yeah?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go over the ride at all.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. If it fails, it's not going to land on a ride. I won't be going over no rides. It will be over your boundary. But for example, here.
So you're going to fly over our site?
For example, if it was here, vertical.
Yeah.
It's not going to be over your.
Okay, but it's going to be over our search
but
we've got hundreds of people coming through.
As an example, let's say it was down there, over that car park and up.
Yeah, whereas people are parking, but there's going to be people walking around, so you'll be flying over people.
It's allowed to go over people, but no crowds. And with the rides being there, I don't want to.
Like I said, we've got thousands of people arriving today, so there's going to be crowds in the car park.
Yeah. I'm not trying to assure you I won't go over crowds.
Yeah.
But if I go up and I can do a perimeter flight, still over your boundary, but not over, over that area, I will. I won't go over at all.
Yeah.
It will be over your land, technically.
Yeah.
But don't worry, I'm not going to be like going in there, going around where people are going to be. Yeah.
I know you've got, the drone app that tells you there's no fly zone and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly if there's no fly zone or not.
There won't be one
I've
for.
been informed that to tell you
right.
we don't want you flying your drone over our site.
Okay, but you know, based on you've seen the videos or something before,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So based on that, why would you call 999? Even if your boss tells you to, you should say, look, it's not illegal. There's no point calling 999. Why would you do that?
Like again, I don't know the laws behind it completely. Okay, I'm sure you've done a lot of research with it because that's what you're into. Again, I don't know the laws. That's why we call the police and ask for their advice.
But 999 is an emergency line. That's what I'm trying to say. So why would you do that?
Flying a drone over thousands of people, which I'm assuming you're going to do.
Just told you, I'm not going to fly over no people, over crowds.
Okay, but I can't take your word on that. I've told you I don't want you flying your drone, and you said you're still going to fly it.
I am, but it's not. I'm trying to say it's not a 999 issue. And if you weren't aware of what this was, then obviously you're kind of going to be a little bit like, oh, what's going to happen? But if you know what it is, sorry about that. Just radio. If you know what it is, then you'd go, oh, I know what he's doing. It's a TikTok video or a YouTube video. Like, it's not an emergency.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know what you're going to do with it.
You do, because you've watched the videos.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I'm not going to take your videos as a good trust them. Like, you've told me you're going to fly the drone over our site, whether I trust you or not. Like,
no, but you've got your own backup, haven't you? You've seen something on social media.
Yes, I've seen something on social media, and I've seen you disobey other people's, like, what people have asked you to do.
Right.
I know that I'm going to tell you, I don't want you flying over, and you're going to fly over.
But you know it's for social media from that, right?
Yes, I do. I don't understand it's for social media.
It's not a terrorist attack.
Like I've said before, I don't know the laws behind the drones and stuff like that.
Right.
So that's why we will call 999, because we're not going to take your word that you're not going to fly it over our construction sites or near our rides or near.
But it can go over the construction sites.
Guests.
It can go over construction sites. Technically, it could go over rides, but I deem that as a bit of a danger, so I won't go over the rides at all.
Well, like I said, like you're telling me this, I don't know whether to believe it or not, because I'm not going to take your word on it. That's why we will call the police and then get their advice of it.
Fair enough. I mean, if you need to call them for advice, well, I wouldn't call 999.
Somewhat the law.
I wouldn't call 999. I mean, if you need to call them for advice, maybe 101 is a better option, but...
Okay, well, I don't need you to give me advice on what to do.
You should probably take it, I mean...
We will call 999. If they tell us to call 101, then we'll call 101.
Right. You're going to be holding the emergency line up for another person, aren't you?
Sorry?
You're going to be kind of holding the line up for another person that could be, in danger or something.
Again, like I said, if they tell us to call 101 straight away, then we'll do that.
Right, fair enough. Okay, well, where's the best place to stand in terms of... Is that your only entrance, or...
Well, like I said, I don't want to be flying the drone over my site.
Well, I'm going to do it. I want to be as safe as possible. It's down to me to find the safest area. I'm just saying to you, if I go outside of the boundary, down there, that's where I'll be. So if you call the police and they want to know where I am...
Off our premises,
yes, I'll be down there. Or, if I don't know where we are right now, but if we find like a road, maybe down there that's closer, in terms of me standing to here, I may go down there.
It's up to you.
Yeah. If you want to agree an area, if you said to me, look, that main road's the closest you're going to get to the park, I'll go out, I'll go there and I'll stay there, and then you know where I am, right?
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm going to be...
If you want to go stand on the main road down there, then go for it.
I'll probably be down there.
Okay.
Between there and the entrance, I'll find somewhere to stand. I'll be there. I won't be long. Well, well, you know the name if you watch the social media.
I don't know your full name. Your government name.
No, I can't give a full name, I'm afraid.
Okay,
but
no
we call it 999, so it's a bit like...
Yeah.
You're going to leave it straight to them, aren't you? So, yeah. All right, mate, I'll crack on.
Okay.
Rest assured, I'm not going to... What I've said I won't do, I won't do.
Yeah, I'm going to go TikTok famous now.
I wouldn't say it'll go viral, but it'll be a video.
Yeah, you do need to stop recording whilst you're on our premises, so I may all need to ask to leave.
I'm leaving now anyway, so I've got my bike there, look, so...
All right.
I'm going to ride that out and... Yeah. You better go in and do what you got to do, mate. So if we're done, what I'll do, I'll go out to where I said.
Sorry?
If we're done, I'll go out to where I said.
Yeah.
I'll be there, and then when I've finished, if you want me to come back in and let you know it's finished, so you know the drone's landed, I can. If not, I'll just go.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah?
I've already asked he's going to tonight. I know, yeah, I've seen him before. I'll give you a call in a second. We're just heading out of Lodge Countdown.
How far am I going to be escorted out, my friend?
Until you're off our site.
But I haven't refused to leave.
Yeah, no.
So,
I'm saying you have.
So...
It's just something that we do when our guests break our policy.
Oh, there's a main road there. I can go there, right?
Yeah, that's main road. Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'll go right there. Didn't realise. I thought it was all fenced off. I will literally, unless there's a better place, be on that corner there. All right. And as I've said to reassure you...
Go ahead for it, mate.
Oh.
Sorry.
Are you going back, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, cheers. See him getting his phone out to take a photo. How can you know what the videos are about and still ring 999? It's crazy, man. Oh well. Well, this guy just followed me all the way down here. You following me?
I'm just trying to find where you're...
Say again, mate.
I'm just trying to find out where you're going to operate.
From here, I just had to go somewhere a second. Yeah.
Also, I know you're going to operate the drone, so what I want to do is just say, like, for my safety and everyone else's safety in the park and yours, obviously, is that you should try and avoid the construction sites, pride areas.
Yeah.
Because obviously we've got loads of rides going around today, and some of them do get quite a bit of height. So if you can make sure that you're well above that. And
I won't go over the rides at all.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. And then just make sure you're not going over guests where there's mass crowding and stuff.
I won't do that either. Yeah, of course.
Yeah?
Yeah.
As long as you're able to comply with that, obviously, I can't stop you from flying the drone.
Yeah. But the 999 call.
Comply with me a bit. Yeah?
Yeah, I told you that anyway, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. That's what I'm just making sure.
Yeah. The 999 call, is that happening?
We haven't made the 999 call, no. We've called 101.
Right. I think.
I made the judgment call to make 101 call to just
that's good.
more about the law behind it.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I don't entirely know about it. You know.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to find out a bit more.
It's allowed to happen,
I was made
but
aware as well that
go on.
obviously the drone has to be in your site.
Yes.
So we just obviously ensure that.
That's why I try to go as close as I can, really, to the park.
So, I mean,
how far away is the park from here? Is it right there or is it further?
It's where you standing pretty much.
Oh, it's right. Okay, cool. So you should be fine then from here.
Yeah.
Go up here, fly forward.
For me to stand here whilst you operate the drone. Obviously, I know you don't like getting distracted and stuff like that.
Not really, yeah.
You're not really.
Just go and stand over there if you want to monitor me.
Oh, well, again, it is public land, so I will stand here. Okay.
Right now, though, if I don't want this contact,
that's fine. I'm giving you your personal distance.
Then you're going to be distracting a pilot, aren't you?
Distracting you. I'm not going to be speaking to you.
By standing there, you are. You can monitor me anywhere. You don't need to stand right there, do you?
I'm not going to stand right here. I'll stand over here so that you have your own personal space. I won't be distracting you or speaking to you. I'm just making sure that also you can see the drone, because if it goes out of our sight, then obviously I know that you're not following the correct rules or the correct laws.
But you're not going to be watching the drone everywhere it goes.
I will be. I need to make sure that I can see it.
I highly doubt that. Unless you're standing in exactly my spot. How are you going to do that?
Okay, well, there's not going to be much difference from standing there to there, is there?
There would if I go left, I'll go behind that tree.
Okay, well, then I'll just move over there. It's as simple as that.
This is getting silly now.
It's not getting silly,
It is.
making it silly.
I'm not going to launch it until I feel that you are not going to be in my sort of distraction kind of area.
Well, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not breaking any laws here.
Well, it could be harassment if I say I don't want the contact and you keep.
Okay, if you don't want the contact, then that's fine. I will give the contact to you and I'll step back.
You know what I mean by contact? You know what I mean by contact, don't you?
Huh?
You know what I mean by contact. I don't mean touching me. Come on.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch it.
You can monitor me and watch me
What I said I'm going to do.
from a safe distance. You could do it from up there, but if you want to go on the grass, for example, that's reasonable, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's exactly what I said I'd do. I'm going to observe.
Okay. Yeah, if I've got no issue there, but there, it's going to annoy me. It's going to distract me. Sorry?
Like I said, that obviously the drone has to stay within your site.
My site, yeah, not your site.
Okay, if I no longer see the drone from this surrounding area, then we will be calling the police.
You do what you need to do, but if you're going to be watching the drone and it happens to go just below a tree there or there, unless you're standing where I am.
You're also going to be watching CCTV as well.
What, the camera's going to be watching the drone?
Yeah, and yourself.
How's that going to help?
Well, it's just obviously you're causing an incident here, so we obviously want to do.
You started off good when you came back. Well, we had a second conversation then.
Right.
You started off good. You know, like we had. You said, "Oh, I've done the 101 call. I've checked. Blah blah blah. Cool." But you're making this an issue now.
I'm not making it an issue. I'm just saying I don't want to reserve you whilst you guys.
But you can do that from over there, from back in your property line.
Okay, and that's.
How about that? How about you stand in your property line, and then I'm free to stand outside,
okay, well,
further away if I want to.
I can stand wherever I want. This is public ground here, private property.
Tell you what, then I'm going to move over there,
Go for it.
which from across the road won't be as safe. But you're more concerned with watching me than the safety, I guess. Right?
Go for it.
All right, I'll do that. Proper awkward guy, this guy. It's not going to be as good over there, but this guy is irritating me. So we're going to cross over, causing an unnecessary distraction. So then there are no flight restrictions here. There he is, smoking away. Let's see him watch this drone then. He is, he's watching it. He's watching the drone, look. Keep your eyes on it, mate. Yeah. Oh, there it is, there's the park. That's down to me.
Max altitude reached.
Alright. Let's see if he watches this drone then, shall we? There's some rides going on over there. And he's still watching that drone. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, they're still watching it. But there are birds following the drone a little bit, that's why I came back. Let's go around this way.
Max altitude reached.
Wow, what are they doing there? Yeah, a lot of seagulls over this site, you need to be careful. You can have a closer look at this site here. What a mess. Proper mess that is, isn't it? Pretty cool looking house there. So coming back over the car park where we are. I think he's lost the drone, he's looking for it. He's proper looking for it. He's looking for it, look at him. The reason you're following me now, I'm on a public pavement.
You can't be harassment if you're speaking to me. I'm just saying I can't see the drone at this.
You don't need to see it. It's for me to see, not for you to see. I'm the pilot.
I can't see it here.
You don't need to, do you? It's in the sky.
Of course you need to see it. That's why I've been told that the law is
Yeah.
to be able to see the drone.
Yeah, but let's say right now I know it's in that direction. I know where to look. You're looking around like trying to find a dot in the sky.
Okay, tell me where it is then.
I don't need to do that, do I?
Okay.
Your job.
I can't see it in the surrounding area.
Your-
I seem to believe.
Your job is in there, not here.
Breaking the law.
Yeah. But this is not my job. If you suspect I'm breaking the law,
Well, you just showed to me it is over the park. You can see it.
actually,
Actually, don't lie to me.
it's over the car park. Actually, yeah. You need to get back in there. You do.
The police are now attending.
Say again.
The police are now attending.
Why?
They're coming on a catwalk just for you.
Why?
I told you that.
So you've called, even though you know the drone flight's illegal, you're calling the police.
Well, like I just said, I can't see the drone in the surrounding area right now.
You don't need to see it
I
unless
believe that you're breaking the law.
unless you know where to look. You're not going to know where it is, are you?
Just show me where to look and I can see it.
Okay, which way are you looking? Show me.
It's that way. I can see the sea life section.
Right. What an idiot. What an idiot. You really are.
Which you're the one who's claiming harassment, but you're the one that's
You came out of your workplace over to where I'm standing on a public pavement. If you don't go back in or wherever, I'll just keep moving up there.
Move up there. I'll walk up there with you.
Then you'll be harassing me.
Well, you're the one making contact.
Harassment doesn't mean you have to make contact with the person. Could be following them. Could be stalking, couldn't it?
Again.
I told you over there I don't want the contact. You've now came over here, telling you again, formally, I don't want this contact. If I walk away,
I came over here to see if I can see the drone and track it off.
if I walk away from,
The law clearly because you can't see it either.
if I walk away from you now, or I go either direction, and you follow, it's most definitely an offence. So I'd be very careful what you do.
If you want to claim that, I choose to believe that you're
So when the
police, so I will follow you.
when the police come, you're going to say to them, I couldn't see his drone, so I believe he can't see it.
Yeah, and you've shown to me where it is, and you can't. I know for a fact you can't.
But the law doesn't state that you need to see it. It states that I need to be able to see it if I want to point it out. Can you prove that I can't do that right now? You can't. You can't tell anyone that, can you? How can you tell anyone that I can't see it? How can you say that?
Sorry. So what?
Are you taking the piss, mate?
No, I'm not.
You are taking the piss.
I don't understand what you mean.
Can I get your first name?
You don't, my name. Well, we don't go by name. We go by Sierra. My son Sierra said.
Thank you. Prepare for the complaints to come in, not from me, from the viewers. Sure. Well, let's go back to looking around. As you can see, when he was asking me that question, we were right here. Oh, the police are here already, apparently. Oh, there they are. We'll wait here because I know when they come we're going to need to bring the drone back in, probably to talk anyway, so we'll just hold off for a second. I think I might report you for stalking when they arrive.
Alright.
I might report you.
Police are here. They're coming to speak to you now.
I know they're here, I can see them on the drone. I'm saying when they arrive, I'm going to report you, possibly.
Go for it.
Sure. Is that not allowed?
You said it's not very sensible, is it?
Why did I go over there?
You didn't want to talk to me.
Why did I go over there? I went over there because of you. I was happy to stand here and you monitor from a distance. The professional thing to do. Not out here on the public pavement following me. It's ridiculous, mate.
I'm not following.
You are following me. And the worst thing is you watch the videos or you've seen them. That's the worst thing about it. I was going to come and talk to the police. They're here for me.
Speak to them on the main road.
Hello. I thought I'd come in because it's easier in here. Out there's a bit unsafe.
No worries at all. What's happening?
He's just flying a drone over us. Obviously, I've told him. I don't know much about drone laws or anything like that, but obviously, I've told him.
You know a lot about drone laws.
A little bit.
Obviously, I've been told by our control room that he obviously has to be able to see the drone at all times. The drone's nowhere to be seen. He showed me where the drone was, and it was on the far side of the park.
Where is that from here?
Right there.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to
The drone was not there earlier.
Okay.
should we explain to the officers how it started?
Yeah,
So they got the full picture?
Go for
No, like you.
I don't need to.
Should we, I'll bring the drone in. 'Cause it's wasting battery in it while we're talking.
Yeah, no worries.
So I walked up, I let them know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Better to be safe, let them know.
Where's it going to come down? Do I
It's just there. Yeah, don't worry.
Well, that came that quick.
There we go. Just landed.
Landing.
I'm going to watch my bike a minute. It's just.
Do you want to bring it in?
Can I bring it in?
Yeah, bring it in.
Yeah.
What did you say? Don't want
There we go. Yeah, yeah.
that? Yeah, come on, carry on.
So you have to keep it inside all the time. I stood in the front area.
I'll let him explain, and then if he misses anything, I'll tell you.
Yeah, no.
Showed me at one point that it was in the car, so there was nowhere to be seen in the front area. So I said, look, I'm going to stand with you here now because I don't complete the drive. I'm trying to show you accessible.
It wasn't over the far side of the park, was it?
You showed me where it was.
Yeah, so when the drone's in the sky, the camera points forward, and you saw what the camera could see. I pointed the camera down to show you where vertically it was, and you didn't want to listen to that, did you?
But I couldn't see where it was in this
No.
running area.
Yeah. So I've gone in, I've let them know. Said initially I can't do it. I came out here, he's following me out here to monitor me. He said I'm going to ring 999. I persuaded him, don't do that, it's not an emergency. He came back out, I'm not going to call 999. As long as you don't go over the rides and the crowds of people, you know, which I already told him I won't do. We kind of had a bit of an agreement on that. But then he wouldn't kind of leave my side, and for me, it was a bit distracting. So I crossed the road, which is not the ideal place to fly a drone from on this main road.
yeah.
But I didn't want him standing like that, watching me.
Yeah, of course.
Bit of time passed, and he said I'm going to watch the drone, and if I can't see it, we'll call the police.
Okay.
Now for me, when you're flying it, you kind of know where it is,
Yeah.
so you know kind of where to look.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a very small drone, so to be able to point it out randomly is very difficult, unless you kind of know where it is.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
He crossed the road and said, I can't see it anymore. Now, I was flying it, watching the sky, watching the screen on and off, know more or less where, there were a few birds as well, so I kind of had to watch where it was because of the birds. He then crossed the road to where I am and said, I can't see it, calling the police.
Okay.
So I've said, well, right now you're almost harassing me, just go back into your
Yeah.
property and watch me from there. He wouldn't do that. I said, if I walk up there, the way, he said, he'll follow me. So that became an issue for me then. In terms of line of sight, that drone at all times was probably about 200 metres away, maximum, which is quite far for a drone that size.
Yeah.
It's quite bright today. I was able to know where that drone was.
Yeah.
He couldn't.
Okay.
My only issue with that is like, the law states not him, but me. I need to be able to
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
point it out. It's not his job to watch it.
No.
And from when it launched, he didn't kind of keep his eyes on it. He walked back in there on the radio, walked back out, then was like, oh, where is it?
Yeah.
Well, it could be anywhere, couldn't it? You know?
I think
That's
a
it.
lot of places have a misunderstanding of the laws of drones, and someone that owns a drone like yourself, I'm sure you know
Yeah.
the laws before you bought it, because you're not going to waste a load of money on a drone that you can't use in certain places.
But you learn along the way as well. You learn a bit
Exactly that, exactly.
and you make
that.
mistakes.
What's your plans for the rest?
Well,
now?
to crack on with my flight from out there and then go. It's weird because we did have an agreement. He came back out and said, as long as you stay away from the crowds and the rides, which I'd already agreed to do,
Yeah.
we've got no issue, but we are going to monitor you just in case like you do something you shouldn't do. Fine, do
How
what
much
you
does
like.
your drone weigh? Is it below the? Oh, there you go. Spot on.
Is it ready? Cool. We had to look it up before we came.
Oh, really?
I'll be honest, drone
Oh,
stuff
yeah, drone
isn't
stuff.
our thing, and I know that obviously people buy drones now. They're very easy to buy, and they're actually really cool bits of kit. But it's just There's not a great understanding of them.
And
Like no-fly zones.
Yeah, this isn't a no-fly zone.
No, I've checked,
Okay.
but have you checked?
I said to you, have a quick look.
Yeah, we had a quick look.
Did you have a quick look?
Yeah,
Oh,
we had to have a quick look, but it's not a no-fly zone.
No.
Not a no-fly
they
zone.
disbanded.
So I would just speak to them, let them know, look, you've made an agreement with yourself already.
Yeah. It was the line of sight that was the issue.
Yeah, I mean,
He said, if it goes out of my sight, I'll call the police. And I said, well, it's quite hard to watch it unless you literally keep your eye on it the whole time.
yeah. No, I
If
mean,
you're not
you've got a
flying
great
it,
understanding of your drone, you know what you're doing, and I think whatever's happening, we'll speak to them and just say, look, you're only filming. You've agreed to agree with their terms and conditions, not to fly near
Well,
the crowd.
you can't fly over a crowd anyway. The rides are on, so it makes sense not to go over them.
Yeah,
Because if it failed, then, you know,
of course.
you don't want to hit somebody on the ride
You're
or...
not here to hurt someone, are you? Exactly that. And nothing would great with us, mate. So thank you very much.
Stayed around the outside-ish of that area.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he looked at the screen, I showed him, I said, look, that's where I am. Obviously the camera pointing forward, so you're going to see what a phone camera would see.
Okay.
It doesn't mean the drone's over that.
Yeah.
Obviously it means it's over there somewhere.
It's got an angle and it's looking that
Yeah.
way. Yeah. Okay. Oh, so you can control the camera like where it moves up, down, left, right.
You can do whatever you want with the camera.
Decent.
So I showed him, I pointed it down and said, look, the drone's actually over. I can't remember where it was now. But he didn't want to see that. He goes, I've already seen it, but it was facing forward.
Okay.
Which would make it appear further away than it was,
Okay.
if that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
But
So their concerns are the flying over groups of people.
right.
What's your side of that?
Well, when I arrived, I said, I won't do that.
Yeah.
And initially it was 999, I'm going to call it. I came out and he came back out and said, look, we're not going to call 999. We rang 101, got some advice. As long as you don't go over crowds, which you've agreed to do,
Yeah.
don't go over the rides. I said, yeah, cool, I've already said I won't do that.
Yeah.
He said, fine, carry on, but I'm going to stand here and monitor you. And at that point, I was there.
Yeah.
So I said, I don't want you right here. Crossed the road, followed me. That's when it became a bit annoying.
Yeah.
Because didn't cross
No,
the road
that's
to follow me,
previously,
could stand here and watch me.
But
No? That was it.
have you flown over crowds yet?
No.
Here?
Well, I won't fly over crowds.
No, that's what they're saying. Apparently, you have. They think you have flown over crowds.
and how-
that's
how
what I'm
have I
asking
done
you. If you
Can you ask him how? Which crowd have
I
flown over?
saw footage. I don't know. But was it an angle then? I assume.
There was no crowd on the camera even. Do you want to ask him again? What, to clarify? So it feels like he's lying to you to try and get him to dig on me. Because the only time he's seen the screen is when I showed him where the drone was, and it was the water feature, I don't know what it's called.
Okay.
Let me ask him. I'm happy to show you the footage. If you just tell me when I've flown over a crowd, I can show him.
You showed me over there that you were over the sea life area.
When you looked at the screen, obviously the drone's facing that way, right? So you would have seen that view, right?
Right. So you were moving. I didn't know the camera moved. So you were moving the camera.
So the camera's generally like that,
Right.
unless you point it down or whatever.
So you're happy to show us the footage? So you haven't flown over our side.
See, when you saw it, it would have been like that.
Okay.
So it would have been, whatever you saw on the screen would have been somewhere forward of the drone, right?
Right.
When you point it down, it will show you where the drone obviously is above. If it failed, it would drop.
Right. Okay.
I did point it down, and you were like, oh, I've already seen it.
Okay. So you're happy to show us the footage of where you've flown?
But you haven't accused me of flying over a crowd until now. You've said that I've out of line of
It
sight.
looked like when you showed me on your panel there that it was over our site.
It was over your
We
site.
have thousands of guests.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
site
yeah.
today.
It was over their site. We've got no issue with admitting that. But there's not, from what I've seen on the,
So we have thousands of guests on site. So he's
Yeah,
flying
yeah.
over crowds.
yeah, but you could say there's 1,000 people in a 1 mile square radius area. They're not going to be a crowd, are they? That makes sense. Or there could be 10 people huddled together here, which could be a crowd. Because
Well, our radius is quite small at this current time because we have a lot of construction going on. So these
Tell you what.
thousands of people inside are quite crowded together at the moment. So
tell you what I'll do. I'll show you what you saw, and you can point out to me the crowd.
I'd also like to point out that I believe
The site
that
is a crowded site. We have crowds of people on the site, all over the site, because they are in groups of people, which means they are crowds,
Yeah.
which means that he should be flying over our site.
Well, the law states I can't fly over a crowd. Crowd defined as a group of people that can't move out of the way quickly if the drone was to fail. I'm sure you have people in there in that
No,
situation.
because we have rides with queue lines, which means they cannot
Yeah.
move
Yeah.
out.
And what did I agree to do? Not to do.
he did agree to not fly over the zones, but how do I know you haven't done
can't
that?
Well, you don't.
where your drone is over a queue line or not.
I can't what? Sorry.
This
You're
is
not
why I stood with
differentiating
him on the main road
whether or
to
not
see if
you're
I
over
could see
queue
the
line
drone.
or
Because
not,
obviously I've been told that you'll be able to see the
distance
drone
that
whilst you're
you're
flying.
looking at from your
I
camera.
lost visual as soon as he flew in the air.
What I've done a few times when I've been up is I've.
And obviously he wasn't keeping an eye on where he was in the air. He was only just looking at his panel there.
Is that the case?
Yes.
And you know that
The whole
because
time
you
I was
were
on body cam as well.
you were looking up at the sky half the time trying to find it.
Well, as soon as I lost it, I was watching yourself, and I didn't see you. I
Yeah.
saw you look up
Yeah,
like
yeah.
twice, and that was it.
Yeah, it's down to me how I fly. But what I normally do, I'll watch the screen and then I'll double check where the drone is occasionally. Birds were over there. So I brought it back over this way at the beginning, I don't know if you saw. Very quickly back to here at the very start.
Essentially, with the laws of drones, it's a bit of a grey area. But in terms of laws of drones, from what I've seen today,
There you go.
the law,
Oh.
there's not.
Where's the crowd?
He is staying with
Just an example, I know that.
drone stuff, that's the difficult part. Obviously, having a mutual agreement between yourselves, just don't
Yeah,
go
yeah,
over
yeah,
crowds.
yeah.
That's between
Yeah.
you guys and
Okay, so also, when you're in control of the drone,
yeah.
it's meant to be in view at all times, and without looking at that, you need to know what direction the drone is looking at.
No, that's what's it called? A So the law states visual line of sight. You have to be able to see the drone.
Yeah.
In terms of orientation, it's not actually a legal requirement.
And where you taking off from? Where you taking off from? So
Over there.
Within 50 metres of people,
Right.
And that is on CCTV.
which you have to be 50 metres away from people to be able to take off.
No, not correct.
No?
What are you pulling your data from?
Huh?
What are you
We
pulling your
have-
data from?
We have a drone operator ourselves.
Right. So a 249 gram drone, under 250, that weight.
Yeah.
There's no distance from people or buildings in terms of flying. You mentioned taking off, nothing like that. I have showed him the screen of an example of where it was. Again, that's facing forward, not down, but there's no.
Is that here? Is it around here?
That's in a straight line. Well, you tell the officer. Whereabouts from here would that be? Bearing in mind the drone's not there, it's a bit further back from the view.
That's just by the tree line over there.
Yeah. As you can see, there's no massive group of one people, but I haven't gone
There
over.
are lines and
I haven't gone over
there
there.
is a store.
Yeah, it's complicated. So my supervisor's coming down anyway.
Oh, right.
Um,
Okay.
More to sort of mediate with you guys, because obviously it's two very different sides to it. You're obviously not happy about him flying.
There you go.
Perfect. He's obviously knows his rules, regulations, laws, etc.
You see,
So we're going to try and mediate something in the middle. He's also quite interested in that, to be fair. So he'll be here very shortly.
What is your actual purpose, like? I'm just interested as well. What is your purpose for?
Have you ever seen it from above? It's interesting, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing seeing a site from
Yeah, that's it.
above.
So,
I'm not denying that.
so
But what, obviously, for your reason, what is it that you actually want to see?
well, what I can't see from here. I mean, I've not been in.
Okay, yeah.
I don't go to theme parks, to be fair,
No.
mate. It's interesting. Put it on the internet. People are going to watch it. They're going to be like, oh, cool. It's in a cool place, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's it, really.
Okay. Obviously, for us, we've got the concerns because we've got the roller coasters, we've got people on site.
Yeah, yeah.
And when there's a drone above, we won't operate the roller coasters because obviously there's a risk that it could collide with the coasters, in which case it affects our guests.
Yeah, but that's understandable. And I did tell your colleague from the beginning, I'm not going to go over the ride. And if I can stay over, for example, this car park, that car park, and go round in like a semicircle, I'll do that. And at the beginning, he was like, no, can't do it. But then he came out and said, as long as you don't go over where you've said, then
Yeah,
cool.
so obviously I can't say that we're happy for you to fly over any of our site because
Of course.
we're obviously we're not.
Yeah.
But our biggest concern is obviously maintaining our operational efficiency,
Of course.
especially for our guests.
Yeah.
And that's why obviously we're here and we're saying that you can't.
Yeah.
As far as I know, you're saying that you're not anywhere near the coasters. However,
That's the closest I went, yeah.
Yeah, with the technology that we have, it forces the ride to close. They can't operate when there's a drone within certain distances, just in case.
Yeah, but if I agree with you to stay around the perimeter of the, not your land, but like these car parks, I think straight that way there's no rides, right? Then you can crack on with your,
Yeah.
I mean, had you not called the police, I'd be done by now.
Yeah.
I'd be already gone. I was half done until you come over, and then it just went a bit downhill from there. But
If there's a mutual agreement, you just goes around the perimeter. It's not. The difficulty is it's not a no-fly zone. Drone laws I'm not great with. I had to look it up on the way here. Obviously, you've agreed you're not going to go over the coasters.
if I agree not to do that, and I said it in front of you two, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. Is it okay for them to do footage around the outside?
Give me 2 seconds. Let me speak to my drone operator.
You probably can't say it's okay, but
I was going to say, to be fair, if
Give me 2 seconds.
yeah, no worries.
they say no, I have to double check it anyways. It's not against any rules, regulations.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Is it-
Do what you want,
against-
Yeah.
To extent
This is
that.
where our hands are tied. 'Cause if it's
I'll
against
say,
the
yeah,
law,
my supervisor's on it. It's going to be here very shortly.
This gentleman knows the law.
He probably knows
Of
what
drones
it is.
a lot better than I do.
I know you definitely knows the law.
That's the thing. I turned up, and he knows who I am in terms of he's seen my videos before,
Yeah.
so he knows it's social media and not a terrorist attack, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously I was trying to
The
enforce
intentions
it
aren't
Yeah.
mal-intentions.
Yeah.
Obviously you've done some while I'm doing like this and having to try and enforce it as much as I can. Just stop you from flying.
You started off good.
Yeah.
No, then you said 999, and then it went a bit
That's what
down.
I just got told, but obviously I downgrounded it to a one-on-one call so that these guys can come and give us some advice on what to do.
But then you came out and you said, "Oh, we're not going to do that as long as you do what you said." And I was like, "Great."
I never said that wasn't going to call the police.
No, you said we've.
I said that I know you're going to fly the drone either way. Can we just agree that you're not going to go near?
I thought you said we're going to call 101 for advice. You said.
Yeah, we did.
Perfect. That's what you should do, right? Call them for advice. And
Yeah, that's what we did, and now they're here.
But then the whole line of sight issue.
Yeah, I mean, that happened after we had spoken.
But
Obviously, I couldn't see the drone within the surrounding area, and like, I knew for a fact that you couldn't definitely see.
If that drone was up now, relatively far away,
Yeah.
and I said point it out, and you had no idea where to look, you would never find it, mate. Well, I'd be surprised if you would.
Well, and you would be able to.
Yeah, because if I kind of know I'm there, then I'm going to look at that spot and keep looking, and then, oh, there it is, kind of thing, you know? Whereas if you don't know where, you'll be like, well, it's a needle in a haystack, to be fair, isn't it?
Okay, I suppose it's like fishing. When you know where your float is, you've got an eye for it, haven't you? The more times
That's
you
it.
fly a drone, you know where it is.
The law requires we have to be able to see it if we need to see it, not constantly watch it, but
Not two eyes, aren't they?
yeah. It's a bright day. There's not many obstructions apart from that side for me. So I know, unless I go really far, it's going to be legal. I can't go really far because the rides are there. So,
How high does that one go? I'm interested. This is just a genuine question about the drone.
120 metres is legal, the requirement for any drone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've just double checked. So yeah, our stance is that obviously we can't allow you to fly on site. What you do from public property, you know where you can and can't fly.
So if I go out there,
Obviously, we request that you do not
yeah,
fly over site.
okay.
However, what you do outside, we can't stop you. We're just requesting that you don't. Obviously, thinking about our guests, I'm sure you don't want to ruin other people's days as well.
If I give you the reassurance of I'll stay where I said,
Well, I appreciate that. Obviously, our stance would still
around
be,
that area.
Yeah.
You know where that is, right?
Obviously, our stance is still the exact same.
Of course, because you've got policies to
yeah.
follow.
And yeah, that's where obviously we appreciate you coming.
What was your like end product? You want to just go around the park, as in fly around the perimeter of the park, get a good video of it, and then dash
I want to see what I can see
Yep.
safely.
Okay.
If it was closed down, if it was empty and there's no people in there,
Yeah.
I'd be going over where the rides are,
Yeah.
and I'd probably cycled up there to get a bit closer to it
Yeah.
and done it that way. I can't because there's a lot of people around,
Cool.
and even though legally it might be okay in terms of there's no massive crowd right below my drone, it's not the best practice to go over there when it's full because
Yeah.
it just don't look good for me. If
Obviously, just I just want to inform you personally as well.
Yeah.
Of our boundary, just so we're aware. I don't want you to think that I'm trying to trick you and then coming onto land and not coming onto land. So obviously, from the main road up,
Yeah.
whether from this entrance and the other entrance, so we've got 3 entrances.
if I just stay there,
Yeah. So obviously, anything from the path onwards
Yeah.
isn't as.
I could do that. Yeah, sure.
I don't suppose I could take your flow ID just for our log.
Not really.
No. Just because I've got obviously the log about the
It's
install.
operator ID for the drone, so it's the owner of the drone.
Yeah.
Um,
Would you don't?
not for you, no. I mean, if the police request it and they've got a reason to, then. But
No. Okay. Obviously,
it is
it's handy for us.
it is on the drone, so it's under there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but it's underneath there. Look, see. So it is a legal drone. It's not registered at all.
Yeah.
You guys can see there's a number under there written on, which it has to be by law. Are we okay?
Well, obviously.
I'll be about 15 more minutes.
We've made clear of our stance that obviously
Yeah.
we don't want you on site and that we're not particularly happy with you being oversight. However, what you do on public land, you know your restrictions. So, yeah, as long as you follow.
The police are involved, so if I start going over your rides or crowds, it ain't going to look good for me or end well for me.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
so,
Yeah, obviously, if you're happy to agree, not to go over
yeah,
your rides and
I had anyway, but now you're here and I've said it in front of you.
Um,
15 minutes I need.
We're not happy, but obviously what he does on public property, we can't stop him.
I think a lot of policies and stuff haven't caught up with drones and other devices that have come to light in the recent history. Even for us, like electric scooters and stuff like that, it still hasn't caught up. But at the moment, I can't. From what I understand from drones, there hasn't been a law that's been broken. It's just obviously you prefer not to be flown over. You've obviously agreed not to fly over the crowds on the rides.
Sure.
If you're going to be 15 minutes going around the park,
Yeah, it'll be
let's go
15
for it. And then hopefully everyone can go about their day.
Yeah, I won't be long. Yeah.
All right, everyone happy with that?
In terms of line of sight, I knew you were going to watch it.
Sorry.
I knew you were going to watch the drone. You told me.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're saying it was in your sign, obviously with a police head.
I made a point of
Yeah.
going quickly that way
Yeah.
because I just felt like you shouldn't be watching my drone. Does that make sense?
Well, I shouldn't be watching. I was just.
Well, not
trying to
really.
see if I
Well,
could watch
you can do what you like, but I mean,
it. Yeah. When are we going to be on TikTok then?
YouTube is the one.
Oh, it's YouTube now. You moved over to YouTube.
No, it's everything, but
Oh, right.
TikTok, it's
What, a week, 2?
it depends. Depends. He's looking forward to it.
So yeah, send me the link. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it, I guess then.
I wouldn't have had a problem if you hadn't have followed me to the other side of the road. If you'd have stayed here, I wouldn't have argued with you. Promise.
Yeah, I was just trying to look out for the drone.
Yeah.
That's all, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't trying to harass
Yeah.
you or anything like that.
No, I just felt like it was over one step too far.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
that's
but
fine.
it is what it is.
If we can all agree with that.
Yeah, yeah.
So you've got 15 minutes. Then
That's my
perfect.
signature.
Yeah,
Well, not just
Yeah,
15
yeah, yeah.
minutes, but
It's
obviously-
Ollie work.
I've done half a flight, so I'm not going to be long in reality, mate.
perfect. That's absolutely.
They're being reasonable now, so I'll be reasonable back. If they were point blank saying no, you know. Oh, we've got a second unit.
Oh, they want to see the fridge.
Everyone coming now.
I didn't know there was more units coming. Would have cancelled them, but no. As long as we're all on the same page, then that's fine.
Yeah, obviously we're not gonna. He's got his rights.
It's very difficult drones. This gentleman knows his drone rules very well. I don't know them very well at all. That's why I looked them up on the way here.
At least you looked them up though. A lot don't.
Yeah, I know. That's why. We know.
I'm curious to see the footage. 'Cause I think it looked quality. So I'm a bit of a drone enthusiast
That's
myself.
all right, mate. Yeah, yeah.
I love it. So
Yeah. Sergeant. No, just reading. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
We've come to resolve then.
Well,
Yeah.
Where are
as I
we?
said, we're obviously not happy with him flying over site.
Yep. Couldn't imagine why. Yep.
Especially with the guests on site, the roller coaster, the risk of collision.
Yep.
And risk of damage to.
Yeah, no, totally agree.
Yeah.
Gentleman has agreed not to
Obviously,
fly.
what he does on public property, we cannot stop him.
Yep.
Which we all know. He knows his laws.
Yep.
Which is absolutely fine. Obviously, we're just here to say we don't want him to. However,
Really reasonable. Yeah.
as long as he stays.
I'd get a bit nervous if I was on a roller coaster and a
Yeah.
drone appeared next to me as well. To be fair.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'd be. I'm
And
sure
when,
you'd
and when I arrived, first thing I said to you was,
Yeah, you did say you won't fly near any rides.
I'm not going to go over the rides.
I was gonna
I'm going to
say,
stay.
It's also
I'd be rather
obviously
scared.
Yeah.
animals as well.
Yeah, no, that's
obviously
fine.
put the animals on site and scaring
Yeah.
the animals.
No, totally agree.
They don't like.
Well, probably the people coming in are going to scare them more.
So, have you been flying at quite a high then?
It more or less stayed at 120 metres for this flight, apart from when you guys turned up, I brought it lower.
400 foot.
And then when you carry on it, you're going to keep it high again.
I have to really, because it's going relatively far from here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have to keep it quite high really to keep it in sight.
Under 400 foot is the ideal, and you have to keep it in a line of sight as well. You can't go flying it behind trees and that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's fairly restricted anyway, isn't it? To be fair.
When I was out there, and I flew pretty much straight-ish that way, bit over that way. I don't know if you've been to the park, but you can't go too far that way without the rides being
no,
there. So
Yeah, no, totally agree. Totally agree, but I understand why people get nervous.
yeah, my only issue was it was all good. Told them what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Weren't too happy, but fine.
Yeah, I was going to say you said it before you were flying.
Yeah, I went in and told him.
That's fine.
He said can't do it first of all.
Yeah.
Then he came back out and said, providing you do what you said, don't go over the crowd and ride.
Yeah.
We can't stop you, but we're going to call 101 for advice. But then he followed me across the road, saying, "Oh, I can't see it. Where is it?" And I'm like, "Well, I kind of know where it is, so I know where to look."
You can't kind of know where it is. You have to have it in line of sight, don't you?
No, but if I'm flying and I know it's over there,
You have to have it.
I could easily point that out to you, couldn't I? Right?
Yeah, but you can't have it behind. You can't go behind trees and get
No.
obscured. And
No. But if this was in the sky now,
Yeah.
and you had no clue where it was, for you to find that drone would be quite hard.
Yeah, oh, it's tiny, isn't it?
But if I said to you, it's literally in a straight line that way,
Yeah.
quite quickly you'd probably be able to find it, right? That's my point.
Oh.
He came over and was like, "Where is it?"
Oh.
And I was like, "Well, I know where it is, so I can point it out to you."
If you stop talking to me, I'll be able to see it.
That was my only point, is
That's
don't try and police the drone, just
fine.
monitor from your sight,
Yeah.
call police if you need to. But other than that, I mean, there's no issues.
I didn't come over to you and ask you where it was. It wasn't until you started
The
speaking.
whys and wherefores of what's happened.
Yeah, no,
We're kind of happy with, aren't we? So
Yeah. I showed them the footage, a little bit of it, to say, look, no crowd on there.
yeah, assemblies are the only thing you can't really do, isn't it?
No crowd is any drone, isn't it?
Yeah.
And in there's not really any crowd as such, but there's a lot of people around.
Put it this way: if I went to a court and they said, "Is that an assembly of people?" I think if I asked you as a reasonable person,
Yeah.
is a theme park an assembly of people? I think you'd probably say yes, wouldn't you?
So what did I say to you two? I
Hand
said
on heart.
it's unreasonable to go over a theme park when it's full.
It-
There may not be any crowd right there, but as a whole,
And
it's not really.
plus, you don't know where the crowd is in there, do you? Really, you don't know where it is at any given time. So yeah.
I don't deem it as the safest thing to do, with the rides being active.
Oh, with the rides being active, it's not.
Because the
safe.
people can't move, can they, if they're on a ride? So,
Plus, if it came down, you'd be liable for it, wouldn't you? And I'm sure you don't want that payout, Bill, because that would be.
if it hit a person on a ride,
No, if it
who's going to be at fault? It's
if
going to
it-
be looks at me, isn't it?
Yeah, if it hit a ride, it would be potentially reckless. If it hit a ride and caused
Someone to be hurt.
someone to be hurt on a ride, or
Yeah.
a number of people to be hurt on a ride, no problem with that. So,
And I saw that safety concern, and I told him straight up, won't go over the rides. I know they've had to act anyway, but like,
and so do we. When someone phones us, we come down and see. But,
Yeah.
yeah. So, what's your plan moving forward today? What's the,
I've got half my flight left.
which is,
Same thing, which I've told them I won't go over the rides and stuff. I'm going. Done.
do I get to see the footage?
I showed you two.
No, do I get to see it?
Ask them too. Hold on. I can quickly show you something if you want me to.
Yeah. I said I'm a bit of a drone enthusiast as well.
Yeah, so
What height's that at?
120. That's the road where I launched from.
Yeah, it's a fair height for 120, isn't it?
So I find some locations look like you're higher, and other places feel like you're
Yeah, no,
lower.
that's what I'm saying, yeah. I suppose it depends if everything's flat around it, it'd look a lot lower, wouldn't it?
That's pretty much how far I went over the park.
Yeah.
The rides are over there, obviously.
Yeah.
I can't zoom in now, but
So where does that, so that bit's from,
where would that be from here?
That is just
Straight line there.
behind that tree line there.
behind the tree line?
Yeah. But
It's just behind where our search point is.
Just to confirm,
Sorry.
no, just to be confirmed, obviously we don't give consent to and obviously we don't give consent to publish.
sorry, say again. Consent to.
We don't give the consent to fly over site.
Oh right, okay, got you.
Just in front of
Yeah.
And obviously we don't give the consent to publish the footage. But
Yeah, you can't use footage of a commercial site for a commercial purpose, can you?
It will look good for you guys, though.
no,
I mean,
It won't.
it won't.
It won't, because they do their own stuff, don't they?
the drone footage will look good.
No, but they do their own stuff, don't they? So if you post that anywhere that's monetised, whether it be Instagram, whether it be YouTube or anything else like that, that's classed as a commercial purpose. And if you can take a photo from a public place.
I'm not sure monetisation would class as.
Well, it is. It's commercial,
Commercial.
isn't it? You're making money off of it, so it's a commercial purpose. You're making money off.
But we're
of
not
events.
guaranteed the money.
So just
So if we're contracted,
Whatever
it's commercial.
It'd be a commercial purpose if you're making money out of it. Do you make money out of it?
But the money,
Are you making money out
the
of
money's
it?
not guaranteed.
Are you right? So if you open a shop,
My-
and you
my-
open the front doors of a shop,
Yeah.
your money's not guaranteed, is it? You've got a commercial premises. Your money's not guaranteed. You're not guaranteed to get one customer, are you?
So the drone
It'd be a
insurance,
commercial premises.
the drone insurance class monetisation for social media as not commercial. So I go by that.
That's their insurance. That's the insurance. What they class as a commercial purpose.
Well, everyone can say their own thing, but
What they class as a commercial
Yeah.
purpose.
I've always gone by
would
what
be
the
different
insurance
from-
said.
Okay, well, I'm trying to tell you a different.
Otherwise, I'd have
thing.
commercial insurance. But they said
Yeah.
you don't need it if it's only social media. But if people are paying you to do it, that's different.
So that's to fly it. That's to fly it. That you're making money off of their property, their logos, their site. So they may deem their commercial purpose different. I haven't looked into it. I'm not a commercial.
What I mean is, my
So-
insurance says,
I'm just saying be careful.
are you
with
earning
it.
money?
I'm just saying be careful with it,
Yes.
because if Merlin go after you
Yeah,
and try and sue
they
you
can.
for
They
it,
can carry on. Yeah,
then they may well.
Yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right? I'm just.
yeah. It'll be fine.
That's
It'll be
fine.
fine. I don't want to argue with you about commercial
I'm
insurance.
not arguing about it.
No, but like,
I'm a crime person. I deal with crime. I'm just saying be careful for yourself.
my insurance said if you earn money, you need commercial. I said it's YouTube and stuff. Oh no, monetisation doesn't count. That's what they said.
Okay, that's fine.
And
That's fine.
so they can sue me.
Between
It's
the
fine.
insurance company and
Yeah. Are you going to
Merlin.
sue me? You going to sue me?
him personally,
I'm the security, but
he might need to ask his commercial department for that, mightn't he? Anyway,
do not give you
I showed.
yeah.
Pretty much showed it you, mate.
public.
Oh, was that the whole thing?
Yeah, I didn't fly long.
Oh, I was going to say, I
Yeah.
was expecting a full whirlwind tour of Chessington.
No.
I've got
That's right here.
yeah.
I've agreed to stay around this.
So where were you standing then for
There.
that? On the corner there?
No. Across the road.
Oh, okay.
By the bus stop. So.
Sorry, may I just grab your name? Is that right?
Not full name. No, Dan.
Dan?
Yeah.
Am I allowed to grab the drone number just for our report? So whenever there's a drone incident, we have to put a report on.
Are you required to have it? You probably know.
The drone number?
Yeah.
Well, at the moment, the police are they're trying to log people that are doing flights for commercial purposes. They're trying to differentiate. The difficulty is it does make it difficult, as you know, and everyone knows from looking at your footage, it's difficult to know which people are doing it for your purpose, which people aren't.
Well,
Like I said,
he knows my social media.
we're not. But so when our CT department look at it and look at the weight of the drone and everything else, I haven't weighed your drone. I'm taking. Yeah, but I haven't weighed it. Is that built-in camera on it? Is that with the camera on it?
That's as it comes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. DJI Mini.
Okay, so with
Yeah, there you go, that Mini.
Okay, so what we do then? You got a camera on it, so we just take your first name and operator ID number,
Right. Yeah.
and then we give it to them, and they can do what they like.
So, you may not know this. I am required to give you that number if you believe a flight's happened.
Right, just take an operator
Yeah,
ID.
it's fine. Yeah. I'm saying you are legally entitled to it.
Oh, just.
But I was trying to test you whether you knew.
I just asked for it, didn't I? Did I ask for it?
No, but you may have said under the whatever you are required.
I didn't. I just asked.
Yeah, you take it. Yeah. Let me peel it back. Who's taking it?
Sorry, would you prefer the more officious version?
No, but you know when someone's like suspected of an offence and you say you're suspected of an assault, therefore I need your name and address.
Yeah.
They have to give it to you, right?
That's fine.
This.
If you'd like all my policing knowledge in one afternoon, then we
Go
can
on.
go. I'm not, but we're not.
Just there's a 5 dotted in the middle.
Yeah.
Don't forget to put that in.
Oh, don't forget to put that in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I left it out accidentally before, and it caused a massive time waste. The officer couldn't find it for ages. Possibly not say it out.
Sorry.
All it is, if I forget to edit that out of my video, then the whole world will see it.
You won't forget to edit that out of your video, but the first thing you do.
I had it once where the officer wrote it in a notepad and she was holding it.
Oh, really?
And my whole video was there, so I had to blur the whole thing.
Is that how I get out?
We're having a conversation. Let's have a conversation.
Turning away from you.
Right, so you're happy?
I'm fine, mate. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Happy relative
You
to.
don't give the consent for
Yep.
any footage that you have filmed today of our site or of us to be published or used.
Unfortunately, because it's like been an objection today to the drone going up, it's public interest. It's
So what's the
public interest.
which is what's the public
So,
interest part? So
objection to the lawful activity.
yeah.
I get their concerns.
Yep.
I get their safety concerns, and
What's the
I get
public interest part?
that we are allowed to fly over legally from public.
Yeah, we know.
It's not a police matter unless they suspect the drone's breaking a law.
Well, we don't know that because we didn't check the weight of it until we got here.
What I'm saying is,
So what's the public? I'm trying to get the public interest part.
if I was driving up and down your road in my car,
Yep.
car being the drone, a person can't call the police and say, check is insured, because you presume people are. I know they're not often, but you presume they are. So calling the police over just a drone, presuming it's illegal, is a bit unreasonable.
So
Because I did tell him what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. I didn't just launch it and hide.
they didn't.
No?
They asked for police for advice.
Advice, not
But we can't.
for to turn up.
But we can't. Like I said, I've come down for the interest part of it.
Have you?
We get a lot of calls, which are just somebody going up and down the street on a bike, on a push bike, which is also lawful, isn't it? But we don't know what these people are doing until we get there to investigate it. So we come down, we've investigated it. Yes, you've got your operator ID.
Yeah.
Yes, you've flown it from the right place.
Yeah.
You've said it. We know you're flying it within a line of sight.
So you don't feel there's no public interest?
Well, no, I'm just wondering what your take on the public. You mentioned public interest, not me.
So if
So
the
I'm
public were
just
to
wondering what
watch
it
this,
is.
the whole thing, you guys have checked the drone.
Yep.
It's informative, isn't it, for people? They can go, well, we can fly over there, providing we do it within the, or whatever you've said. From out there.
Yep.
It's a bit of an education for anybody watching, right?
Okay.
you think?
So education is different to what I was.
Well, it's like a public interest.
So when you say public interest to
Yeah.
me, I think CPS public interest test. Do you know?
It's in the public interest to prosecute.
Have you? Yeah. But if you're a public interest test,
Right.
yeah. So if there's no evidential value of anything, then a public interest test doesn't need to be done.
Right.
So you just stop it there.
Right.
So when you say public interest to me,
If there is evidence,
Yeah,
then you
'cause I'm-
guys look
'cause I'm a
at,
crime
is it
person.
within the... Ah, got you.
so when you're saying
Right.
public interest, you're thinking educational value.
So you presume Because your mind is on.
crime.
Yeah.
Yes. And there's no
Fair
crime.
enough.
So if there's no crime, there's no public interest matter. You see what I mean?
But can you understand people watching? It'll be a bit of a informative for them, interesting.
If that's what you like.
Watching the theme park from above will look cool as well.
Well, I did say that, didn't I?
Yeah, you were interested.
However, from our perspective, obviously,
Yeah,
we
commercial.
don't commission.
See, he'd watch it, wouldn't you? You'd watch it if it was on YouTube.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't.
If it said,
I wouldn't.
what's it called, Chessington
No,
Drone View?
I wouldn't.
So why were you so interested in seeing it on here?
I'm more interested in. So we get a number of calls.
And was it lawful?
One, is it lawful?
Right.
Where are you standing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Why are you doing it for?
I knew that when you asked to watch it. You know that.
That's fine. So that's our perspective. We deal with it. Are there any offences?
So when you said I'm interested,
I am interested.
I knew you were going to watch that
I'm interested in drones.
and just
No, but I'm interested
take in where I
I'm
was.
interested in drones, but I'm wearing a police uniform.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Because I'd like to get more drones into the police.
Right.
For
Would you do it yourself?
for a number? Yes, I would. But
Yeah.
for a number of different reasons.
Be a cool job, right? Being a drone officer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can use it for missing people. We can use it for things that the helicopter wouldn't come up for.
Exactly.
Couldn't come up for. Loads of different uses. What you said about public interest is slightly different to my perception of public interest, obviously. That's fine.
Yeah. Cool. Had they come out and said, "Crack on, we can't stop you," no public interest there. Not really.
What do you mean?
There'd be no public interest in my view because
Well, we have to come out and talk to you.
I know.
We don't
So
what
if they
you're
come
doing.
out and said we can't stop you, everything's fine.
yeah,
Just please don't monetise it because of our commercial rights and everything else like that. Then,
I'd have still flew because it's an interesting site.
but you just wouldn't have paid.
It would have been a 15-minute. No, I would, but 15-minute video would be gone. There's nothing to happen, is there?
Don't know. I've never met you before. Never spoken to you. So there you go. Now we know.
Cool, man. I'll be 15 minutes flying.
Okay.
And I'll be gone anyway. So.
Magic, are you going anywhere else on Southwest today? Because just in case.
Your Metasaur. I thought down here was different. Sorry, is it?
No, we cover.
no, yeah, a few hundred metres up the
we
road.
cover a few bits down that way.
No, nowhere in your area today.
Magic. Do you know where my area is? Considering you do know where here is.
No, I thought here would be out of Met by now, based on how far down we are.
So we cover pretty much from just the other side of Malden Rushet, all the way down to Hampton, up to Hammersmith Bridge,
Right.
and then across sort of New Malden Tolworth direction.
Don't think anywhere else in the Met today. And hopefully they don't call the police.
They might do. It might be just worth in the future save you a load of trouble. Excuse me, I'm sure you get this. It's just notifying people where you're flying, even if it's your local safer neighbourhoods officer.
Notify the police.
Yeah, do you know your
Right,
local
okay, yeah.
community officers?
The reason I don't do that is so hopefully people don't call the police on us. It's quite rare. I can't say it happens very often. They
No.
don't call.
So what I'm saying is, so if you give us a bit of a warning where you're flying,
Yeah, then you won't come.
then one, we won't come, because
You'll know who it is.
one, we know who it is. Two, we know that you know what you're doing. Some people don't. Some people don't know all the rules. They don't know the guidelines of what they can and can't do. They don't look it up. And also, you won't get officers having to drive on blue lights across areas. And that's in our
Did you come on blue lights today? Or
It will come through as an I grade.
Would it?
If you go to a site which has any, what's the word I'm looking for? Contentious interest, whatever, then you may get officers on blue lights, which means we have to drive on blue lights because we don't know what's going on. Like we said in the past, and I'm
fair
sure
enough.
you've had, we don't know until we get there.
yeah, that's fair enough.
And we've had, I'm not even going to go down that route.
But he did know it. When I arrived, he said, "Oh, I know who you are. You're that guy on TikTok."
Yep,
So he could have called you and said,
he
"There's a
might-
social media guy,
yep.
but he's flying his drone, in my
Okay.
opinion, illegally."
But we don't know specifically that you are that person. You've given me a name today. You might not be that person.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So, but we don't know. All right. So until we get here,
Yeah.
and if someone's doing that, we'll get there pretty quick. That'd be an immediate response.
Fair enough.
So